All right, we're about to go on an expedition to Earth's last great frontier. We are heading way, way down, far below the waves, into a world of absolutely crushing pressure, bizarre, almost alien life, and mysteries that challenge pretty much everything we think we know. So let's dive in.
Just let that sink in for a second. More people have walked on the moon than have visited the deepest point of our own ocean. We've sent people 250,000 miles through the vacuum of space, but the trenches right here on our home planet, they're almost completely untouched by human eyes. It's basically an alien world right under our noses.
And that's really the big question, isn't it? What is actually hiding down there in the dark? From colossal, world-shaping power to the very spark of life itself, the deep sea holds answers and, a lot more fascinating questions. We're going to start our journey right at the surface, where the ocean's power is most visible and, frankly, absolutely terrifying. Let's talk about a force of nature that just dwarfs a regular tsunami. We're talking about the mega tsunami. Now, you've probably heard of tsunamis caused by earthquakes, right? Well, a mega tsunami is a whole different beast. This isn't born from tectonic plates shifting around. No, this comes from a truly cataclysmic event, like an entire mountainside just collapsing into the sea, or a huge piece of a volcano breaking off and falling into the water. So how in the world does this happen? Well, it all starts with a massive, sudden splash. I mean, imagine dropping an entire mountain into a bathtub. That's the scale we're talking about. This generates a wave that can rocket across the ocean at the speed of a jet airliner. And then, as it gets close to land, all that incredible energy gets squeezed into shallower water, forcing it upwards into a wall of water of just truly unimaginable size.
And how big is unimaginable? Get this, in 1958, a mega tsunami in Lituya Bay, Alaska, created a wave so tall it literally sheared trees clean off a mountainside at an elevation of over 500 meters. To put that in perspective for you, that is taller than the Empire State Building. It is a terrifying display of the sheer, raw power lurking in the ocean.
Okay, so from the awesome power of the ocean, we're now going to descend into its mysteries. We are entering the Twilight Zone, a realm of what people call forbidden zones. These are places just beyond our reach, and they're hiding some of the most tantalizing secrets on the entire planet. For example, take a look at the Yonaguni Monument, found off the coast of Japan. It's this massive underwater formation with features that just seem impossibly deliberate. We're talking about giant terrace steps, perfectly flat walls, and sharp 90-degree angles. You look at it and you just can't shake the feeling that it was designed. So what is it? I mean, really, is this proof of some lost civilization, an ancient city that was just swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago? Or is it just a really bizarre, stunning example of how natural sandstone can fracture along straight lines, creating an illusion of architecture? The debate is still raging. And believe me, Yonaguni is not alone. From the strange, disc-shaped thing they found in the Baltic Sea, to the perfectly arranged stones of the Bimini Road that look just like a pavement, the ocean floor is littered with these puzzles. And then there was the bloop, this super loud, ultra-low frequency sound recorded back in '97, way louder than any known animal. These things really challenge our idea of what's out there. And that's what makes them so compelling, right? The extreme depth, the dangerous currents, or the fact that they're in protected areas means that getting real definitive answers is incredibly hard. They just remain there, just beyond our grasp, fueling all sorts of speculation and wonder. All right, now we go even deeper. Past the mysteries, down into the crushing darkness of the abyss. But far from being some dead, empty void, this is a place where we can actually watch the very beginning of life itself. This quote really gets at a fascinating idea. How does life get started on a completely blank slate? Well, back in the 1960s, a huge volcanic eruption gave scientists the perfect, real-world laboratory to find out. So this is Surtsey, an island that literally rose up from the sea off the coast of Iceland. Scientists immediately protected it, turning it into a pristine natural lab. Within just 2 years, the very first seed washed ashore and started to grow. Then insects and seals arrived, followed by birds. And the birds' droppings fertilized the sterile volcanic rock, which allowed more complex plants to grow. It's just a perfect, incredible demonstration of how tenaciously life can colonize a brand new world from absolutely nothing. But the story of life in the deep isn't just about new land. It's about surviving truly impossible conditions. I mean, down there, the pressure is immense. Here on the surface, we experience what's called 1 atmosphere of pressure. But you go down to the Mariana Trench, and it's over 1,000 times that. If you're trying to wrap your head around that, just imagine the weight of 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of you. That is the kind of pressure we are talking about. It's a force that would instantly crush any creature from land. And yet, life is there. And it isn't just surviving, it is surviving in the most wonderfully alien ways. You've got anglerfish that have evolved their own little bioluminescent fishing rods, giant tube worms that live on toxic chemicals spewing from volcanic vents. The snailfish has evolved this gelatinous body with no swim bladder so it can handle pressures that would pulverize bone. It's amazing. So after seeing the power, the mystery, and the incredible life of the deep, let's head back to the surface. And what's the single biggest takeaway from this whole journey into the unknown? It's this. After everything we've done, all of our technology, we have explored less than 5% of our own oceans. Over 95% remains a complete and total mystery. I mean, think about that. We actually know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the bottom of our own seas. So just think about what we've touched on. The deep sea holds the power to create world-altering waves. It hides these mysteries that defy any easy explanation. And it acts as a living laboratory for life itself. And remember, all of this knowledge comes from the tiny 5% of the ocean we've actually managed to see. And that leaves us with one final fascinating question. We just saw on Surtsey how quickly a complex new world can be born from nothing. So what other forces, what other kinds of life, what other secrets are just waiting for us in that vast, unexplored darkness of the other 95%? The abyss is waiting.